Calling all of my Fendi lovers, today we are going to talk about the Fendi Spring Summer 2025 line that is now available for pre-order on the Fendi website, and I'll link it for you down in the description box below. You have until February 5th to place your pre-orders. So we're going to talk about the collection, everything I love, some of the things I don't love, but if I'm being really honest, I absolutely adore this collection because in very similar fashion to all of Fendi's other collections and even their fashion shows themselves, this collection is full of really wearable, beautifully crafted pieces. So you can actually take the things from the runway, you can actually order things from this collection, and you're going to be able to work these into your everyday life. These are things that you can wear during the day, whether you're going to work, going out for a meal, or there are some more dressed up pieces for when you want to flex a little. They've got those too. So overall, I am really loving this line, and let's start talking about it with arguably my favorite category. Let's start with the handbags. So starting out with, I think really is the hero bag of this collection, kind of like the backbone of the collection. It is the Mama Baguette. Now, obviously the Baguette has always been an iconic bag. It has always been very popular and, really grew in popularity after the Sex and the City reboot and just like that. And I think because of this reboot that caused Fendi baguettes to become so popular, a lot of people started looking towards vintage Fendi baguettes. And one very popular vintage style was the Fendi Mama Baguette, which is actually a bigger baguette than the typical Fendi, which is a little bit more of an east-west style. The Mama is much taller, still long on the sides, but it is much taller. So it's kind of like the Mama version, the bigger version of a baguette. And so I think it's really smart that Fendi is now kind of reclaiming that Mama Baguette and making it their own again. So instead of people going to vintage styles, maybe they can capitalize on that and also make people buy newer styles. And here for this collection, they have updated it by adding some drawstrings on the side. So typically the baguette, the Mama Baguette is just a normal shoulder bag. And here in this collection, I'm gonna look down at my computer, we have these beautiful drawstrings on the side, which I really like. And I also like them because they are beautifully done. A lot of drawstrings often have that little plasticky toggle on the end. And instead here, they've got these really nice leather tabs on the end that I think are really beautiful. They've done this baguette with the drawstrings in different sizes. So you've got your smalls, you've got your mediums, and they've also got a variety of different colors. Now, I will say in the Mama Baguette, I think that the medium size is much more successful than the small one. The small one, to me, I think the proportions feel a little off. And I think it's because of the size of the leather tabs. They seem a little bit too big, and the drawstring seems just a little bit too thick relative to the size of the bag. So if I'm being honest, I don't actually love the small Mama Baguette, and I think maybe Fendi doesn't either because they've only got that one I can see here in one colorway, whereas the medium had 4 different colorways. So you can see they're really buying into the medium because they can tell that that's the better size. But one thing that was really prominent in this runway show and in the collection was that they were doing multiple bags on one. And you can see, that they're not just capitalizing on the whole bag charm trend. And Fendi's always been big into nano bags, micro bags, and coupling those with their bigger bags. And so in keeping with that, they have also done a nano Mama Baguette charm. I'm gonna be honest, I do not think the nano Mama Baguette looks very cute at all. To me, it kind of just looks like a blob, I don't know, maybe a melted up marshmallow, some whipped cream that's just congealed on the side. I don't really get the nano Mama Baguette, and honestly, I don't think it's very successful. So if you're asking my opinion, I kind of wouldn't recommend that. If you want a nano bag from Fendi, I would probably go with just the typical baguette style. I think that is way cuter. And speaking of nano bags, I've got to show you this little Fendi Miel, this beautiful little cylindrical bag charm. It almost looks like a little jar of goodies. I don't exactly know what Miel means. Someone who's smarter than me, please put it down in the comments below. But it is this very cute little bag charm that you can add on top of your bag. But granted, in this show, like I said, they were coupling bags on bags on bags. So they wanted you to wear not just a bag charm on your bag, but also a small bag with a medium bag. It honestly, to me, kind of looked like commuters or women going to work when we've always got our cute little bag within our big commuter bag. It reminded me of that, where it's 2 bags. I feel like Fendi's trying to normalize that so that way they can sell a little more. But this Miel is perfect to just kind of clip onto your bags to add a little bit of fun visual interest. It's a cute little bag charm. You're so of the moment. But what I like about this is that it's functional. You can actually open it. You can actually put something inside of it. So as far as bag charms go, this is pretty good in my book. And they do also have some exotics for the Mama Baguette. So you can see here, there is actually a black, I believe that this is Python version. So if you are into exotics, and I know not everyone is, totally understand that, but if you are, there is a version here. And I've said this before on my channel, as far as exotics go, Fendi's exotics are incredibly well priced. This one's just $5,000. So if you think about that, you can get a very sizable exotic bag from Fendi for $5,000, or you could get a regular all leather like Chanel Classic flap for $10,000 and it's smaller than this bag. So honestly, just like because we are practical stylish girlies, because we are PSGs, I've got to say that I think that this exotic Mama Baguette is a great deal. Another bag that we saw a lot in this collection was the Fendi Peekaboo soft bag, which is obviously their big, soft, more supple, an oversized version of their classic peekaboo bag. And so they have been doing this in a lot of different sizes. They've got small, they've got medium, and they've even got a fringe version. So I think this is a beautiful bag. You all saw me try this one on in Singapore. I think that this is a great everyday bag, especially if you go into an office and you need to fit like a laptop and other things. This is definitely a great one because depending on how you adjust the shoulder strap here, it can either go on your shoulder or just in the crook of your arm. So it's nice because it's got a lot of versatility. And one thing that I love about peekaboos is that obviously there's that divider in the middle. So you put your laptop on one side, you can put all your goodies on the other side. So I think it's great. I also love that they've done the peekaboo medium in this beautiful chocolate brown colorway. Obviously brown is having such a moment right now, so I think that that is really gorgeous. And of course the peekaboo soft also comes in the small sizes, so that's a great option for you too. If you don't need something as big, you can always go smaller. Granted, this one is $5,000, and think about it again. Thinking back to the Mama Baguette, that exotic, the version was $5,000. This one's also $5,000 and it's a regular leather bag. So just something to consider in terms of like priorities and what you're looking for. And let's not forget, the Peekaboo Soft also has these beautiful fringe versions. And so I love this sage green fringe version. Now, am I personally going to get a fringe bag? Probably not, at least not one in this size. I would definitely do a smaller bag with some fringe. I think that would be really cute as like a little going out bag. I don't think I need this for my everyday life, but if you're someone that's like a little bit more boho, you know, a little bit more hippie-esque, but you still like nice things, then this could be a wonderful option for you. And also there is the Peekaboo Soft Large. So this is the Big Mama. I guess I shouldn't use that word since we also have the Mama Baguette, but this is the biggest size peekaboo. And I've got to say, for a large bag, I do think that this is well priced. This is $6,100. And think about this relative to buying like a larger bag from Bottega, which can be, you know, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. Again, Fendi is doing really competitive pricing considering the quality of their items. They've also got, you know, their typical baguettes. So they've got their baguettes and they've got some embellished versions that are really beautiful. You can see these beautiful embellishments also when we'll talk about the ready to wear. They've got it there woven throughout the collection, but it is really nice on these baguettes. They've also got not just the regular baguettes, but they've also got the wallet on chain version, which I really like. It's funny because I don't really consider this a wallet on chain. I just feel like it's a thinner version of a typical baguette, and I actually really love this style, and I think it is a great value for money. They've also got their Continental baguette wallet on chain. It's a little bit thinner. This is what I think of in terms of a wallet on chain, like a true thin, long wallet on a long chain strap. That's what walk in my mind means to me. But I mean, for $1,000, $1,150, you'd be getting like a full leather bag from Fendi. That is an incredible deal. And then there's some other like, you know, usual suspects, you know, your regular peekaboos, your peekaboo ICUs, and they do also have some other exotics, which are beautiful. So they've got some stunning stingray here in this like sagey green color. Oh my God. And then they do also have a stingray in this really like beautiful, bright kind of burnt orange color that's just absolutely stunning. But I'd also be curious to see the difference in terms of the inventory, like the number of units that they produced, and also the sales of this bright orange color versus all of the other pastels. Because this burnt orange, I just feel like it's the thing that like you always see on pre-loved sites. So I feel like they must just buy a small number of units of it and it's not as popular, but they do it to kind of inject some bright color into their collections because they kind of feel like they have to for their bright color customer. But I don't know if it honestly sells that well. Because you think about it, like on the runway show, they didn't show any of this like bright burnt orange color. But as I looked through the pre-order, it seems like they added it in. So I'm not sure if it was like by request from some of the buyers or if they felt like something was missing, but maybe they just didn't put it into the runway show because they didn't go with like their light, beautiful, ethereal type of aesthetic that they were going for. I'm not really sure. But in addition to handbags, there are also a slew of SLGs. So we have got their typical, card holders here. You've got the FF Diamonds one here. And it's interesting, I just feel like the FF Diamonds collection just isn't as popular as the other ones. And I don't really know why, because if I'm looking at it here, like this FF Diamonds wallet, this is a beautiful wallet. This is very chic, this is very contemporary, it's understated. It's all the things that I say I like in luxury items. So I think, it just should be more popular in general. But they've also got their more like typical like baguette style SLGs. So they've got the baguettes ones, they've got, the baguettes card holder, as well as like the micro trifold. They've also got some zip around wallets. They're just kind of like all of the typical Fendi style wallets that they typically do. Nothing really to write home about, I would say. The bags are what I think are really special. Moving on to shoes, we can see here that there are, again, some usual suspects. It doesn't really seem like Fendi really stretched themselves in terms of shoes this season. We know the Colibri. This is like one of luxury's most comfortable shoes out there. I don't understand why I don't have a pair. They're so comfortable, but they've got them in a slew of different colors. They've got the nice mesh colorways with like the little contrasting toe tip versus the rest of the mesh. They've also got some boots here. So these like red winged boots with the FFs on them. Now for me personally, the FFs on these boots, they're a little much. I don't mind a logo repeated throughout, but it's gotta be like a lightly embossed logo. This feels very loud. So it's not my personal style, but they are kind of like etched in there. But if you're into like logo mania, these would be perfect for you. I mean, they definitely like scream Fendi, and they are beautiful boots at the end of the day. So I do kind of like these. And if you like logo mania, these could be perfect for you. And there is one style I have got to say I really just cannot get behind. And it is this pair of just raffia slingback pumps. I'm sorry. To me, these just look, I'm sorry, I just snorted, but these look absolutely hideous. There is nothing flattering about these. I don't know if they were feeling kind of like tabby inspired and they were trying to go like ugly shoe chic, but it just doesn't work because the rest of Fendi is not like ugly shoe chic. And so these kind of stand out to me like a sore thumb. And these shoes are $1,400, which for raffia shoes does feel like a lot, even though they are a pair of heels. But even if these were a bargain at like $300-400, I still wouldn't buy them. And now let's move on to the ready to wear. I am absolutely in love with the ready to wear from this collection. Now granted, I just love Fendi ready to wear in general. It's just very like luxurious, very wearable, very elegant. It's all things that I love. But I mean, this collection in particular, I think there are so many different beautiful, very wearable pieces. But let me start with one of my favorite items. And I think it's one of Fendi's favorite items too, because I saw other items styled with it in a lot of their other videos. And it is this beautiful dress right here. It's a very simple spaghetti strap kind of bodycon dress up top, kind of cuts off like right around the hips. Then it's got this sheer overlay that goes all the way down to the ground with some contrasting trim. I think that this is a stunner. This is such a beautiful dress. This is something that I would love to be able to wear to like a nicer dinner or something like that. I mean, this is gorgeous. I really love this dress, but it is $4,400. Granted, I mean, again, we are talking about like luxury ready to wear, but if I think about the number of times that I would wear this, because this is so specific, there'd probably be like one or two main times I would wear it and then not again for years and years and years. So I don't know if I want to spend $4,400 on a one-time dress, but this is so elegant. This is so chic. And this is something that I think would just look beautiful on a lot of different people. I would be curious to see how it looks on a shorter person, because obviously this model is like a tall drink of water and I'm like a short glass of water. I'm not a tall drink of water. So I'd love to see what it would look like on my body, but I do think that this is a beautiful dress. Another one of my favorite ready-to-wear pieces is this insane leather coat, full-length leather coat. And you members of the family, you might laugh because you'd be like, Lily, this looks very similar to the leather coat that you already have, but just the long version. And you know what? You're right. I like what I like. Something that I think is interesting though is that here right now, and I hope that Fendi catches the typo, as I'm looking at it, on the website, this says green leather coat, and it says color green. This is very clearly a taupe, a mocha colored coat. This is not green, so whoever their copywriter, or not their copywriter, but whoever handles their merch on site has kind of messed up the color on this a little bit. But this is a beautiful, streamlined, very like quiet, luxury, under the radar coat that is stunning. Granted, it is over $13,000, so with tax, this will be over $14,000. This is a very expensive coat, but it is a stunner and I do love it. But in similar fashion, if that's a little too expensive for your taste, let me show you that they also have another cropped version that is very similar to the leather jacket that I recently got from Hermes. Look at it. Is this not one of the most beautiful cropped leather jackets you've ever seen? And I'm saying cropped because it's, you know, cropped relative to the other one that we saw. It's really just like a regular leather jacket. I like that it has, you know, like elastic around the bottom and around the cuff sleeves. I think that is really nice. And I also love how they've incorporated Fendi details into this jacket. So they've got the celeria stitching around the collar and a little bit on the pockets here. Not across the whole pocket, but just a few stitches on it. And also the closure at the top is very like Fendi peekaboo-esque. So I think they've done a really good job at kind of weaving the like DNA of Fendi throughout this coat. And this one is a much better price. This one is $8,100, and thankfully Site Merch got this one right. This one says it is in the color gray, and I would agree with that assessment. So if you're thinking about a leather jacket, for instance, if you liked my Hermes one that I got recently, but that one was a little bit too expensive, then maybe take a look at this one. Granted, I know that this one is not cheap. This is still an $8,000 leather jacket, but in the luxury world, leather jackets are pretty expensive, so I do think that this one's pretty fairly priced. Other great pieces of ready-to-wear that they have, there are lots of very like lightweight, sheer, very feminine, you know, tops, skirts, dresses, blouses, very like mix and match, you know, type of pieces. So there isn't like one particular one that I like. I quite love them all. I'd be very happy to wear any one of these in my everyday attire. I just love that they've got this very like lightweight kind of blush feeling to them. They just feel like very feminine, very easy to wear. Lots of like coordinating sets that are really beautiful. Fendi's really great about doing that. So lots of different beautiful ready-to-wear pieces. And there is also this denim set that I love. And there are a few different mix and match pieces. But if I'm being honest, the two that I love are the crop jacket and the pencil skirt. And I must say, this cropped jacket, in terms of luxury ready-to-wear prices, is a fantastic price. This is $1,550. Okay, I expect most luxury jackets to be bare minimum, you know, like $3,000. So I do think that this is a very good price point. I will say there is one area that I wish they could have improved upon as it relates to both this jacket and this skirt, and it's like the logo stamp that they have. I think the scale of it is a little too big. I know that like logo mania is starting to come back. I know that people like to have some brand recognition on their clothing. Not everyone, but a lot of people do, especially like luxury items. But I think that this is just far too big of a stamp. They could have done it like 50% or even like 30% of the size, and people would still know that it's a Fendi jacket or a Fendi skirt. I don't need like a huge stamp on my butt looking like that. So not loving that, but I do love the price point. So like, honestly, this feels like a steal relative in the luxury world. I mean, I bought like a sweater from Fendi that was like over $3,000. So for this to be $1,500 feels like a fantastic price. And then here are some of the more like embellished ready-to-wear pieces. You can see this like very beautiful, very ladylike sweater here with a little tie back and little embellishments on it. There's also this more conservative sweater, this more long sleeve one with like the tall funnel neck that's got little embellishments throughout. So kind of depending on if you want to show a little more, you can go for the more mesh types of pieces that they have. If you want to be like a little bit more conservative, they've got these thicker materials with the embellishments on them. So they've honestly got like a little bit of something for everyone, which I think is beautiful in this collection. And then of course for my cool girls, you've got your sunglasses. And I've got to say, these sunglasses to me, these are a hard pass, but that's because these remind me of like when I was in elementary school, and I'm definitely aging myself here, the kind of like frameless colored lenses. I am not cool enough to pull this off for a second time in my life, but some of you all probably are. So these Fendi First crystals, they've got, you know, the solid colored lenses. They've also got the striped ones. So if you are an it girl, if you are a baddie, they've got some great sunglasses for you. And then there are also, you know, some beautiful like hats. They've got some twillies, some beautiful silk scarves, and then also, you know, some different belts here, all in the same color palette. And then finally, in true Fendi fashion, I love that they always have different types of straps. So they've got a strap U. What that is, those are always their longer straps that they have. So you can use those to interchange or to kind of just like update the look of your bag if you don't always want it to look the same. But you can also change out, you know, the different straps between your different bags. So like, I love this beautiful, it's like brown, tan, and orange strap U. They also have this beautiful like Fendi peekaboo handle cover. So for like little top handle that your Fendi peekaboos have, you can change it up and put this handle cover on it, which is really cute. If I'm honest, like this colorway here, it's a little bit too multicolored for me. It's not something that I love personally, but I can see that like a lot of other people who do like that bright orangey color would love this, so very cute. And finally, they have some costume jewelry, and I think the standout pieces for me are these Fendi Philo earrings, which kind of reminds me, haha, like Phoebe Philo. But they've got them in the smaller versions and they've got them in the longer versions. I personally think that the smaller versions are more successful. The longer ones feel a little bit too overdone for me personally, but I also don't wear a lot of big earrings other than my hoops. You all know I love my hoops. So maybe for those of you that are more comfortable wearing like bigger earrings, those ones would speak to you more. It really just depends. But that wraps up the Fendi Spring Summer 2025 collection. Overall, I love this collection. Like I said, there are so many different pieces in it that I could actually see myself wearing in my everyday life. And I would love to hear your all's thoughts. Is there anything that you love from this collection? Anything that you're going to pre-order right now before February 5th? Or anything you're not really loving from the collection? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you think. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy this video, I would really love it if you could just give this video a little like. So a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel so that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.